Perfect. So, now that this other game here, what was it? Content warning made me super sick. Let's just watch a fun video by Good Enough. Great guy. Always makes the videos that truly leave me speechless. We watched the torture video already. And another one. What was the other one? I think the Venoms. The most deadly Venoms and the torture one. And I learned that we, not just as humans, but also the Germans are fucked up, the French people fucked up, and the British people invented some of the worst torture methods possible. And then you have the unhinged Indian guy who just wanted to see people get crushed by elephants. Which, sure, why not? So, there's a video I haven't seen yet. It's the most terrifying cults ever. And I am a big fan of cults. Not that I want to be in one, but I like to look at them and imagine how it would be to be in them. And how you live your life when you don't really decide for yourself what you're gonna do. And someone else just tells you what is right. Is your cult also in the... No. That will stay undercover until everybody is bought into it, and then I will start my pyramid scheme NFT.
Let's start with the strange and slowly work our way towards the most terrifying ones on the list.
Perfect.
Number 7, the Russian Doomsday Cult.
The
Russian
what?
Doomsday Cult would make international news in November of 2007, when around 35 of their members barricaded themselves inside of a small cave in Russia's Penza region. And when authorities went down to investigate and remove them from the cave, the cult members would respond by threatening to blow themselves up.
Okay, that escalated quickly. So, okay, what is okay, and what are they accomplishing by that? What is the purpose of this cult?
With some of the members even bringing their children inside of the
No! Oh my god, they always bring children into it. What the fuck? Why?
cave, police were left with no option but to wait them out. But before I tell you how this all ends, let's first cover the origins of this mysterious group and how they got to that point. The cave dwellers were originally part of the...
Yeah, this looks about right. That's how I would imagine a cult to start. You have like this very small head dude, the guy with a bowl head cut. I don't know about this, but he has like a unibrow and one tooth. Yeah, this looks about right.
Russian Orthodox Church, but they would end up leaving the church when a self-proclaimed prophet named Pyotr Kuznetsov convinced them that the world would soon be coming to an end. Pyotr would refer to his new followers as the Chosen Ones, which made them feel special.
Yeah,
Pyotr would ban his followers from
special
eating
boys.
processed foods, watching TV, or handling money.
Oh my, he's everywhere.
They would also reject barcodes, national identification numbers, and passports. Since
I understand that and that. If you want to control someone and you get rid of the identification and that they are so dependent on you. But why the barcode? Is there something in Russia I don't know about? Is there like, do Russians have barcodes or something? What does that mean?
Pyotr convinced them that they all contained the mark of the beast. But after some time had gone by, his followers began to ask questions.
Hey, Pyotr.
Yeah?
You know how you've been talking a whole lot about the end of the world and all?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, me and the others been wondering, well, when exactly is it?
2 weeks.
Well,
What you mean?
2 weeks. Trust.
May 2008. Yeah, May 2008.
No.
Which
Oh my god,
was
he shit
6
himself.
months away. The group was then instructed to enter a small cave and patiently wait
what
for
is
the world
that?
to come to an end. The cult
The barcode in the back of the head. Ah, yes. Of course. Agent 47. Hitman. What is this thing? What is that?
Members entered the cave in November 2007, but conveniently enough, Pyotr would not be joining them. Instead,
of course
he had convinced his followers that since the world was ending, they would no longer need their personal possessions.
Oh
With
my God,
authorities
no.
speculating that he was busy selling off his followers' belongings, he was
No.
quickly arrested and taken into custody. If only he
Oh
could
my
have predicted his
God.
arrest. Okay, I'll see myself out. The cult members would oddly enough still remain inside of the cave, and 5 months would go by with no one
Of course.
entering.
I mean, of course they would. You know, this guy. Oh my God. If you have people that are willing to just believe some random dude in the church that the world is going to end, and they give him all his possessions, why would he need them? Because if the world ends, you know, it is what it is. Oh my God. I wish sometimes I wish I could get a window into someone's head and just understand how they think. You know, just be in their head for 5 minutes and understand how they think. How do they feel about about this? How do they understand the world? That would be even better than having video games like with a Sword Art Online headgear. Like, just understand what is going on in this guy's head.
Cult members would oddly enough still remain inside of the cave, and 5 months would go by with no one entering or leaving. But on March 28th, 2008,
How much
7
food?
women finally had enough, exiting the cave and immediately seeking medical attention. A
Why
few
is
days
that
later,
so
a portion
small?
of the cave would end up collapsing, leading
Oh.
more members to rage quit and exiting the cave.
Rage
With
quit.
some members still refusing to leave, the police would have the brilliant idea of bringing Pyotr down to the cave, where he would instruct his followers to exit. But they refused.
Yeah, of course.
And on May 16th,
He's a traitor.
2008, the last 9 members of the cult would finally emerge from the cave due to the toxic fumes produced by 2 of the members who had died over the winter. With authorities
God.
expecting their exit, they greeted them with a cow,
What?
since they refused to drink milk that contained a barcode. As for
Fucking what is the barcode to do with anything? What is the barcode doing? What the fuck? This was just the first one and I'm already losing my mind. Oh my God.
For Pyotr, authorities would discover that the man actually slept inside of a coffin, further solidifying the fact that he was completely insane, where he would end up inside of a psych ward.
That makes
Number
sense.
6,
Yeah, I can see that.
Shinrikyo. Probably one of the most infamous and dangerous cults to have ever existed. In
What?
1987, this cult would make themselves known to the world when a few of their members orchestrated the deadliest domestic attack in Japan's history, leaving 13 innocent people dead and over 6,000 injured.
Oh, wow.
But before we get to that heinous attack, let's first cover how this cult began. The year is 1987. A man named Chizuo Matsumoto began to distribute pamphlets claiming to have reached a new level of enlightenment through meditation. The pamphlet advertised a yoga class where you can come and learn about his amazing discovery. But during these classes, he would spend his time preaching about the end of the world. And that should
yeah,
have
of course.
probably been your cue to updog your way out the class.
Up dog.
What's that?
Ah, fuck off. I fell for it.
Nothing much, man. What's up with you?
I don't get it.
Just please.
And over the course of a few years, he managed to garner dozens of loyal followers, naming the group Shinrikyo, which roughly translates to the Supreme Truth. And in
Of course it does. Of course it is Supreme Truth. It's all so. We already have 2, and I know there's a shit ton more. Why is it always that these groups and people are so obsessed with the end of the world? What is going on with that? Why do they need the world to end? Why do they want this so bad that they believe it?
1992, Chizuo Matsumoto would gain even more followers when he released a book titled Declaring Myself the Christ. which had a picture of him on the cross as the cover. At its peak, the cult would grow to over tens of thousands of members that spanned over multiple countries.
What is that book called?
Book titled Declaring Myself the Christ, which had a picture.
There it is. Declaring Myself the Christ. Books. How do I get that? 180 US dollar? Nah, I am very curious to like I feel like a book like this is a pretty good window into the person's mind. I mean, it probably is the closest I can get to understand how this dude thinks. But how can I read it without paying 180 bucks? That is insane. Why does that have like some anime picture? So where can I just read it online? Or like get it for like $3 on Amazon or something? I can't find it. I will find a way to read it. And I will read it. Can't be that long. 157 pages. Oh, that's nothing. I can read that like in one day or two. I just need to find it.
Picture of him on the cross as the
But don't worry, guys. I already got it up here. I will read it.
Cover. At its peak, the cult would grow to over tens of thousands of members that spanned over multiple countries. His followers would even state that if people would just take a moment to listen to their enlightened leader, they too would see the light. But without warning,
I will see the light
March
too.
20th, 1995, tragedy would strike.
Oh, no.
When a total of 5 chemical weapon attacks took place in the Tokyo subway system, killing 13 innocent people and injuring around 6,000 others. The attacks would quickly backfire as the authorities began to arrest everyone involved, including the cult leader. These attacks were meant to initiate the apocalypse, and once the world had collapsed, the cult would rise to rule the world in the way that they saw fit. But instead, the attacks led the leader and 6 high-ranking members directly to death row, where they were held until their execution date, which came on July 6, 2018. Number 5.
Wait, that's 6 years ago. Is it? Yes. Japan still has like the death sentence? That's crazy. Oh my god, but I will not. I'm not to judge who's. But I mean, 6,000 people and 13 deaths. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, you know. Some people are just, I don't know.
Heaven's Gate.
Move on.
Heaven's Gate was an American religion movement that began to garner a following in Southern California during the mid-1970s. The group
of course,
has
it's
been
California.
Characterized as a UFO religion cult, whatever the hell that means.
Oh yeah,
the followers
aliens.
Of this cult believed that they could transform themselves into immortal extraterrestrial beings once they rejected their human nature, something that they would refer to as reaching the next level, which I guess they ultimately did. But more on that later.
Oh, don't tell me they killed themselves. Oh, these alien cults are so good.
The group was started by Marshall Applewhite and Bonnie Nettles, who after confiding in each other would come to the conclusion that they were the 2 witnesses described in the book of Revelation, which would make them prophets. Fully convinced, they would attend church groups where they would present themselves as the 2. And I could only assume how funny that must have been. He broke the bread and gave it to them, saying, this is my body. Excuse me? Yeah? Sorry to interrupt, but I just want to let you guys know that, well, we are the 2. What does that mean?
Cringe.
Like, the 2. I'm not following. You know, like what 2? The 2 from the book of Revelations? Right.
Yeah, weirdo. Yeah, what an idiot.
But somehow the two
What?
would begin to garner a
That's
following
it.
when they began to hand out flyers advertising their seminars, like this one.
Is that real? Let's see it.
Advertising their seminars,
do we got here?
like this
UFO Special and Aliens and their final fight for Earth spoils. All reproducing space aliens, indulging okay, but oh my god, that's a lot of words. In spite of facts, there is a true kingdom of God, a truly evolutionary kingdom level above human. Literal heavens. What else do we find here? The formula was offered a second time, 1975-76, by two older okay. Incineration, a very accelerated classroom for birthing. Okay. Man, this sounds so good. This sounds way more interesting than like the flat earth and stuff like that. This sounds exciting. Like a level above God. Dang, or like a huge, I don't know what was that. Where's the true kingdom of God? Dang, that sounds so cool.
one. Claiming to be from the next level, leaving their higher being self to come down to Earth to help others. And somehow they managed to recruit around 39 loyal followers. Now, one of the strangest and most terrifying thing about this cult was the fact that all male members were required to be castrated. Which
what?
we can all agree is a wild thing to just throw out. The group would first try to do the procedure in-house, almost killing one of their members.
Oh my god, what the? I love these videos so much. These videos are so fucking weird. They do it themselves. Oh my god. If these guys wrote a book, I wanna read it. Please, I wanna understand these people. How do they think that they feel like, first of all, they need to castrate people, and second, they just do it themselves?
So all future castrations would take place at the local hospital. The group would be left in complete shock.
Wait. Why would the hospital agree to that? Isn't I don't know. When is this again? In 90s or something? But at least like today, if you wanna get like castrated and stuff like that, the doctor will examine you thoroughly, like, why, what is going on, don't you want to change your mind, blah 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 blah. I feel like you cannot just go in and be like, hey, I want to chop this thing through. I guess for men it's a little bit more normal to do it. Whatever,
When one
let's
of
see.
the two founding leaders, Bonnie Nettles, would suddenly pass away. This would cause the
Sure. Yeah. Looks about right. What is that picture, man? What the fuck is that? It even has an asshole. Fucking horses, man.
entire cult's belief system to collapse, since they originally preached that all members were to ascend alive inside of a UFO. So Applewhite made a few adjustments to their beliefs. And
yeah. They really fucked up with that one, right? So if everybody is ascending, if someone dies, that doesn't work at all. It's how horses should look. And this is how dolphins should look?
to the conclusion that only the person's soul would be taken by the spaceship.
Of course,
12 years would go by, and the members of Heaven's Gate grew tired of waiting. And on March 26, 1997, the San Diego County Sheriff's Department would discover a horrifying scene.
They all killed
Inside
themselves.
of a rented mansion laid 39 lifeless bodies, including the cult's leader, bringing Applewhite's revelations to fruition. And in his own words, the members of Heaven's Gate had finally graduated. Number 4.
Oh my god. Imagine seeing that. You're like a police officer at work, there's someone calling, there's some weird smell in that house or something, and you just see almost 40 dead people. Oh my god. I don't wanna be that guy to open that door. I don't know. He is probably traumatized by that. Like, it's just so random. You cannot even wrap your head around it. Like, oh my god. But you know what? I don't. Okay, if they want to kill themselves, sure. Do it, I guess. At least they didn't attack like random citizens and hurt like 6,000 people with their stupidity. And no, that was Heaven's Gate. This is like the most terrifying cults. I don't know if Scientology is on here.
The Branch Davidians. This is one of the most insane cults to have. Number 4, the Branch Davidians. This is one of the most insane cults to have ever existed. The Branch Davidians were an apocalyptic Christian cult founded in Texas in 19...
Let me get... Yo, Texas, let's go!
1935 by a man named Victor Houteff. And in 1957, the cult would purchase 941 acres of land near Elk, Texas, where they would build a large community that would serve as their home and headquarters. But things wouldn't really start to heat up until 1987, when a man named David Koresh would take over as the cult's leader. And he was, of course, you guessed it, a self-proclaimed
another prophet. And of the
According
word?
to David, he was appointed by God as a prophet with the task of bringing the day of judgment. But David...
It's always about the end of the world and what is wrong with... Why do... Can it be that these guys just want to kill themselves, but they are so afraid of it, so they have to get a group of people to hype them up like, yeah! Let's go! Let's kill each other! Let's just die! Commit suicide is badass! Is that what's going on? What is happening?
His downfall would start when he began to illegally collect and stock...
Bro. Dang. That is the most Texas cult ever.
Piled dozens of guns and thousands of rounds of ammunition since he was preparing for the upcoming apocalypse. And on February 28th, 1993, federal agents would arrive at the cult's doorsteps with a search and arrest warrant in
The Reichsbürger was probably the same.
hand, but the Davidians cult members had no intentions of allowing them inside or arresting their leader. And within moments, gunshots began to go off. In the gunfire, 4 federal agents and 6 Davidians would end up losing their lives. But this was just the beginning. The cult members would go on to barricade themselves inside of their compound for 51 days. But eventually, the FBI was given the green light to enter, firing multiple tear gas canisters inside, and shortly after, the entire building would erupt in flames. And to this day, no one really knows who started the fire, but after it was lit, the standoff would end within the hour, with 76 Davidians and their leader perishing in the fire or by smoke inhalation. And for the high-ranking cult members who managed to escape with their lives, they would end up inside of a cell. Number 3, Order of the Solar Temple. This
No! Fuck yeah! Dude! You know what would be cool, man?
3,
yeah, the Crusader, bro! They're so badass. Let's bring the Crusader back. Yeah! What the fuck is this thing? I tried to open Discord, it's not working. My Discord just doesn't open, it just endlessly in this state of gray. I don't know what's going on right now.
The Solar Temple. This apocalyptic cult would make national headlines on October 4th, 1994, when 2 fires would break out in Switzerland, one at a farm and the other in a chalet. When the paramedics arrived at the scene, they would discover a total of 48 burned bodies across both locations. They had all been wearing white cloaks, but strangely enough, some of them also had a plastic bag over their heads. They were all laid out.
Well, of course, they didn't want to inhale the smoke. Duh. I mean, gotta protect yourself. That shit is unhealthy.
Flat on the ground and in a circle. One of the sites was even surrounded by mirrors and the cult's symbols. On arrival, officers would also discover that the fires had been ignited.
Can you imagine that? Oh my god. Police officers get so much shit. Imagine you are the dude going on site and you just find like 48 burned bodies. Oh my god. Oh my god. I would quit. I was like, nah, that's it. I will never forget this site. I'm done.
With the remote control device. And since this was the early 1990s, they were clearly showing off. But these fires wouldn't be an isolated incident.
You have a ghost on this right now? Right now? Is it?
In fact, this was just the beginning. 1 year later, on December 15th, 1995, in
the
France,
power level.
16 burned bodies would be discovered, laying in the formation of a star. Then 2 years later, on March 22nd,
Really? A KW? What? I don't feel like this is the right timing for...
1997, 5 more members would be discovered in Canada. They were yet again set ablaze by a remote-controlled device. Now, here's the terrifying part. Remember those plastic bags?
Yeah.
Well, apparently multiple cult members refused to drink the poison on the night of the sacrifice, where they were then held down against their will and had plastic bags placed over their heads. This was not a choice. Everyone had to participate.
Oh
the
my...
reason why these cult...
Oh my god, that's so... Beware or be square, man. You gotta die. You know, can't be an outsider, bro. You wanna be cool, you gotta die with us.
Members took part in these rituals was because they believed that the end of the world was near. And by
oh my god, it's again the end of the world. What the fuck is wrong with these people? And look, it's all the ghosts. Look, they're even high-fiving. That's cool. But why every single one? It is, right? No. That one guy was not the 6,000 injured people. They didn't think of the end of the world. But everyone so far is the end of the world.
Leaving Earth, their souls would ascend to another planet, inevitably escaping the apocalypse. Number 2.
Yeah, sure.
Movement for the restoration of the 10 Commandments of God. Could they not have thought of a shorter name?
Yeah, please.
Now, this will probably be one of the most tragic endings to a cult that you will ever hear.
What do you mean tragic? So far, like, most of the cults are either killed themselves, tried to kill everybody else, and died during it, and then got killed. Or they died, killed police officers, and burned down, or killed themselves, or each other, because they didn't want to kill themselves. So, I mean, the ratio is pretty much just you die. What can be more tragic?
But before I tell you how this all ends, let's first cover the cult's rise and beliefs. This was a religious movement that took place in Uganda from 1989 through the early 2000s. The group would claim to be a religious movement, garnering around 5,000 members at its peak. However, the rest of the world would categorize this group as a doomsday cult. The cult's beliefs were very simple.
Makes sense.
Members were strictly to follow the 10 Commandments. They thought that by doing so, they would escape the coming apocalypse. They actually feared...
Of course, it's the apocalypse again. 10 Commandments. Did they change that with the New Testament, or is that still the OG things? What do we have in here? I forgot half of them. Let's see. How awful is it? You shall have no other gods before me. Yeah, sure, whatever. You shall not make idols. Is this the real one? You shall not take the name of Lord your God in vain. Okay, these are pretty much all the same. The Sabbath day to keep it whole. Honor your father and your mother. Is there like difference? Are these the OG things? You know, the ones I know is like you shall not steal and you know, don't break marriage and all that stuff. Isn't that what it is? Half of them are the same. Oh yeah, here, you shall not steal, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not murder. Yeah, that makes sense. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor, whatever that is. some weird English I don't understand. You shall not covet. Covet is like, isn't that like a car or something? F married. I mean, I'm not really, you know, much of a religious guy. But I would say most of these things are kind of reasonable. Like, you don't steal, don't kill people, you know, honor your father and your mother. That's all good things, I would say. Yeah, don't fuck around with your neighbors and stuff. I feel like that is reasonable. I feel that these are good messages. I mean, these, I don't know about these. Yeah, sure. Whatever. So there has to be a way how they fucked it up. He said tragic, so somehow these guys fucked that up.
Breaking the commandments so much that a lot of the members outright refused to speak and would instead communicate using sign language.
Oh shit!
Adapting the classic winning strategy of you can't lose if you don't play.
Oh, that makes sense.
Which is a strategy that I have been using for years, making my friends absolutely jealous. Since they say stuff to me like, you literally don't even leave the house. You don't do anything anymore. And what happened to you? But don't worry, those are just words. It's so much better to know that you remain undefeated.
Yeah, and you will go to heaven. They will go to hell, right? So fuck them. You win in the end.
The leaders of the cult would even claim to be able to directly talk to God and being told when the world would come to an end, placing the date on December 31st, 1999. As soon as this date was announced, the cult members...
Wait, isn't that also like the 2KY? Isn't that like the peak world end date in America? There was something like 2KY or something where the clocks couldn't work and everything would... Airplanes would fall from the sky and stuff like that. I think there was something.
Erupted in a frenzy, selling their livestock and all of their belongings for very cheap. The leaders would then instruct their members to give all of the money to the movement, which they gladly did.
Yeah, of course.
But eventually, the date of doomsday arrived, and surprise, nothing happened, causing the leaders to push the date back to March 17th, 2000, with the followers enraged and beginning to...
What do you mean push back? Did God, you know, forget it? Did he oversleep or something? What do you mean? What do you mean push back? Is it not ready yet? Is no day one patch or something? What? I thought God is almighty and he told you. Like, also, what is going on with these bad posture? Dude, holy shit. You want to say that God made a mistake? I would say that is heresy. If you ask me, you're telling me God made a mistake. I mean, we should burn you on somewhere or something. How dare you say that? I think that is all it would take for one of these guys to scream, "How dare you say God made a mistake?" And the rest would just turn on them, because that is, I feel like, how fragile the psyche of these people is. It just takes one dude to kind of say something true, and everybody would turn.
Asked for their money back, the leaders could not afford to be wrong this time around. So on March 17th, 2000, all 530 members were instructed to attend a...
Do you see this? Okay, guys, take a good guess. Do you think this church will burn down? Do you think these guys will just kill all the members? Oh my god.
Party inside of a boarded up church. But just moments after the last person arrived, the party would quickly come to an end. With the only entrance to the church being shut, the building quickly erupted in flames. With no way out, all 530 members would be trapped inside and slowly burned alive. Police would later discover that 2 of the 5 cult leaders...
I'm so mad right now. It makes me so fucking mad. Oh. I don't even have a job for that. It's just so fucking horrible. Oh my god, these people deserve torture for the rest of their lives. Oh my god. And when they are about to die, you just keep them alive and keep torturing them. Holy fuck! Oh.
never attended the party. And just 4 days after the church fire, police would investigate all of the cult's properties, discovering an additional 300.
Again, think about think about the police officer who is the first one to witness this. Oh my god, it's so fucked up. Oh my god. Yeah, maybe what do you mean I'm not cut out for this? I feel like I feel things, so I'm at least not dead inside. Like, I'm so mad right now. This is so fucked up. Holy shit. Oh my god. I don't know. If you don't get mad or like infuriated by this, I don't know what to tell you. Oh my god, this is awful. I really appreciate this guy's videos, like, good enough. I will link it afterwards. Every time I watch his videos, I feel something. Mostly it's disgust and, you know, disbelief that people actually are able to do this. But oh my god. It reminds you, like, some people just belong inside a cell, like in a rubber room, and to never let out again.
And 95 bodies. The bodies of members that had been poisoned just days before the party, raising the total body count to over 900. The two cult leaders that are believed to have orchestrated these attacks managed to escape the country before being captured.
Nah, fight them.
To this day, they remain free.
Oh my god! No! No! Oh! No! Oh my, this just ruined my day. Guys, this is an RP, you know? Let's all download GTA, get super jacked. And let's look for people. Let's look for, you know, I know that in GTA RP there's 2 people playing as these characters. How about we all get fucking jacked and you know, we just talk. We find them somehow and we talk. With a baseball bat in their face and their knees. My god! Oh, I hope these people have the most horrible death imaginable. Oh my god. I just hope they are like asleep, they have a sleep paralysis, and they have like a cat and the cat shits in their mouth and they just suffocate on the cat's shit where they can't move or something like that. Oh my god, these people deserve just the worst. Oh.
Number 1, the people's.
That's the worst part. It was just number 2. Oh my god. The true power level just is revealed now.
This cult would become one of the most talked about tragedies in all of American history. With countless of documentaries made on the subject and word of a new movie currently in the works, it really goes to show just how much of an impact this cult has had on society. It would all begin.
There's a movie going. Okay, 2 months, so the movie is still in the works. What the fuck?
And in 1954, in Indianapolis, Indiana, when a communist man named Jim Jones opened up his own church, attracting people by offering healing services, claiming to heal all sorts of diseases. In the coming years, Jones would garner thousands of loyal followers, secretly using religion to further his political ideology. After a while, Jones would begin to get criticized for his views, leading him to move to California in 1965.
Of course, in California, stuff like that works. It's California.
And by the early 1970s, he had established the temple's headquarters in San Francisco. Old members would be tasked with recruiting, leading to massive growth. And eventually, they would reach thousands of members.
Hey,
Yeah? What's up?
The fuck
do
is...
you like Jesus?
What? Like our Lord and Savior Jesus?
Yeah, I like Jesus.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess. He's cool.
cool. Want to like him with us?
Oh my
I'm
god,
okay,
this
man.
is so creepy.
Why?
I'm okay, brother. Appreciate the offer, though.
Why?
Just keep it moving, man.
Why?
Oh!
Brother, try someone else.
Why?
All right, man, you're ridiculous. Just give me the flyer.
Why?
Okay, I can't do this. But the next step would come in 1974 when Jones would acquire close to 4,000 acres of remote land in Guyana in South America.
Why?
A place he would call Jonestown, slowly sending over members as they would begin to build homes and
Wait, what? This is so messed. I just hope that is not how it was.
sending over members as they would begin to build homes and inhabiting the land. He convinced his followers to move by selling them the vision of paradise, a place where they can live freely without the government getting involved.
Yeah.
For Jones, creating a socialist society had always been his goal, and it was fine.
Isn't this like still? Isn't this California? Is California South America? I have no idea. I just every time there's something extremely fucking stupid happening, or people say really dumb shit, it's probably California or New York.
Finally taking shape. By 1977, around 900 members lived on the compound. And this would also be the same year that Jones would permanently join them. But the moment he arrived, things quickly changed. Everyone was expected to work 8-hour days, followed by classes at night, where they would learn about socialism. Jones had
Hassan? What? For socialism stuff? What?
effectively begun to brainwash.
That was a joke. I have no idea what Hassan is talking about. I just like the memes.
His followers, even taking on the name Father.
What?
But everything would change on November 17th, 1978, when a politician named Leo Ryan and his team arrived at Jonestown to investigate claims of abuse. After the investigation was complete, Ryan would be ambushed at the airstrip, where he and 3 others would be fatally gunned down.
Why?
Jones, knowing that the end was near, had a few helpers prepare a giant tub of grape-flavored drink, adding to it a concoction.
What is going on with these people? Why do they poison? Why did they shoot them?
Of drugs and cyanide. He would then instruct all of his followers to drink a cup. Not knowing what was in it, his followers blindly followed his instructions. And with that cup...
And you cannot even blame them. It's like, okay, it's just a big... It's like, okay, guys, here's juice. Just drink some of the juice. Like, you remember when we do it in church with the wine of Jesus, blah, 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 and everybody takes a sip? Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah, but...
They had all but sealed their fate. More than 900 people, including Jones, would end up dying shortly after. This incident would create the famous saying, "Don't drink the Kool-Aid," meaning to not...
I don't even know that. I don't even know that phrase, but now I know. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. So I will remember that when I'm in America. So if anyone should offer me Kool-Aid, I will not take it.
Not blindly follow a leader or ideology without questioning or critical thinking, or you just might end up like the people at Jonestown.
That's fucked up. My God, this is so messed up. Deadliest foods in the world. Did we watch that? Most painful venoms. Oh my God, this is all good. But yeah. I really like these videos. They always remind me how good life can be if you just think for a second, or live in this time and not in medieval times, or not in this case, Australia. Here's the video. Does the thing work? Yeah. My God. Man, this ruined my night. This is... Oh boy. Let's wird, sagt der Frosch und sprang in den Mixer. Yeah, pretty much like that. With the Kool-Aid as a kid. Oh my God. But that's pre-industrial surgeries. Okay, we will watch that next. In the next one. But that's it for today. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.